Hey everyone, it's Chris Bush, President of Elevate My Scores. Back with you here tonight, Thursday night, April 2nd. Just wanted to kind of update you on a few things, COVID related. Just got our newsletter out tonight, so hopefully you get a chance to go to our Facebook page, check out our newsletter. There's lots of information and resources there regarding what's going on and just everything to get help and resources. The first thing is for realtors. You may or may not have known this as a realtor, but with the CARES Act that was passed recently, there is opportunity for both realtors and self-employed people to actually get unemployment. So if you're a realtor out there and you feel like, hey, there's going to be a few, some tough months ahead, there is some resources there for you in the way of unemployment. So go check out our Facebook page, check out the newsletter that we just published tonight. And if you're not already a subscriber to our newsletter, you can subscribe through that link on our website. Of course, if you are, like our Facebook page, of course, so you can always be up to date. We're posting lots of information out there that is related to COVID and all the resources that are available, businesses, real estate, classes, and everything. And then the other resources that are available, I had this question a lot this week is about mortgages, mortgage help. What does this mean? If something happens and I can't pay my mortgage, am I going to get hurt? A lot of the mortgage service providers out there are offering help. If you're not able to pay your mortgage, some of them are pretty easy. I talked to somebody that has Chase as their mortgage service provider, and they just went in there with a couple clicks and deferred quote unquote deferred their mortgage for 90 days, but it was actually what's called a forbearance, a mortgage forbearance. And in what they're doing, they're just tacking those 3 months of payments to the end of the loan. Nothing, no penalty, nothing of that sort. Some of them aren't quite as nice, and like United Wholesale Mortgage, which is one of the larger mortgage service providers out there. Um, they are being a little bit more stringent when you do have to qualify. So you need to call in, make sure that you do qualify for a mortgage forbearance. And then once that forbearance period is done, you will have to pay back that lump sum. It's not tacked to the end of the loan. You will indeed have to um, pay for it either in a lump sum once it's done, pay for it in steps over time, like a period of time, or maybe even restructure your loan at the end. So a little bit more of a pain. So if it's something that hey, it's something you don't need to do, then if you have United Wholesale Mortgage, then don't. But if you are having problems, then definitely reach out to them. From what I understand, when you call United Wholesale Mortgage, you get two options. One, can you pay a mortgage? Two, can you not? And if you can't, it's going to be a long wait. Just be prepared for that. Um, and then also with small businesses, and small businesses come in a lot of different forms. People don't think of a small business sometimes as being your local restaurant, coffee shop. Some of them they're much bigger. The CARES Act covers small businesses up to 500 employees per site. So that can be actually a fairly large company. Um, you know, but they do kind of follow under that. And the biggest part of the CARES Act that was passed is what's called the Paycheck Protection Act or Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP. And that's meant to get small businesses to continue paying their employees and keeping them on the payroll, even if they're furloughed, bringing them back to work, basically getting them on the payroll, even though they may not be working. So with that is the ability for small businesses to take out a loan through the government. That loan can be forgivable, and it's typically 2.5 times your average um, monthly payroll amount. You can also include other expenses in there as well that are deemed, necessary, and part of that can be forgiven. So if you track it over 8 weeks and you bring back your employees, you make all of your payments to your employees that the government will actually forgive that. Anything that's not forgiven will actually go into a loan structure. That loan structure is a 10-year loan that is at, up to maximum of 4% interest rate, and the repayments won't start on that for 6 months to a year. So it's a pretty good deal. So if you are a small business and you're struggling and you need some capital, not just to keep your payroll up and going, but some other things like rent, utilities, rent, mortgage, stuff like that, that is part of it. So again, I can't urge this enough. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/elevatemyscores. Go check out the newsletter that we posted tonight. It's got a lot of information in there, including links to all of these things that I'm talking about, the Paycheck Protection Program, the CARES Act, all of these things kind of walks you through step by step on this. Very important that you get out there, that you go and take a look at that. Finally, the last thing I wanted to talk about was our Credit 101 for Real Estate class has been a big part of our outreach to realtors in the state of Texas. And it's worked. I mean, we've given classes to over 1,000 realtors, thousands of realtors probably, over the past few years. Lots of great feedback. It's been fun being able to get in front of realtors, shake hands like we used to be able to do instead of, doing the air elbow 6 feet away that we have to do now. This, obviously we had to cancel all those classes and we had to change some things. So TREC, the Texas Real Estate Commission, allowed us to kind of do some things differently with this. And what it allowed us to do was give these classes as more of an online webinar, but not your traditional webinar. It's much more interactive than just sitting back and watching something like you're watching me now. So we've had classes that we've been doing for realtors, which are actually interactive. You can come in, we can see everybody. If you have questions, we have it's got a chat feature. You can chime in, whatever. We have a loan officer that joins us for that class and kind of co-hosts or co-presents and co-teaches the class. That way, that licensed mortgage professional can bring the latest information about what's going on with loans, and it's crazy out there. I mean, I've heard some stories of rates going down, then going back up, and markets tightening, scores going up, programs going away, and it changes by the day. So having a loan officer there is important. So if you are interested, just send us an email to credit101@elevatemyscores.com. If you're interested in attending a class. Two, if you're interested in hosting or sponsoring a class as well. If you're a title company, title rep, mortgage professional, real estate broker, or you want to do one for your brokerage, reach out to us so then we can, host a class for you. You can also go to credit101forrealestate.com and you can see more information about the class. All the classes that we've done in the past are actually online on our Facebook page through Facebook Live, but obviously this class is a CE credit class for Texas realtors. So to get that CE credit, you would need to attend live. So check that out. Breaking news tonight, though, on the going back to the small business loan thing that we talked about. I did want to mention this before I get off of here. So the breaking news tonight is in the newsletter. I put that, hey, at midnight tonight, you would be able to log in and actually start the loan process for those Paycheck Protection Program. But I just got word from Chase that the banks are not going to be ready for this. There was a little bit of quibble back and forth between the government and the banks about the rate that was going to be charged and things like that. I know some people in the banking industry, the banks weren't too excited about the money that they were going to make on it. So I think they pushed back with the government. I watched the daily briefing tonight, and they did say that they were working with the banks frantically to kind of come up with a plan to increase the basis points that they make on the loan. So hopefully that gets this pushed out pretty quickly. And as soon as something happens where that does go live, I will be posting something on our Facebook page. So definitely get on our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, go to our YouTube channel, which you can find through our Facebook page, through our website. You know, like our or follow our YouTube channel. Um, you can also follow us on Twitter at elevatemyscores.com. I'll be tweeting this information, all of this information. You know, stay in contact with us. We're in contact with everything that's going on, all the resources. We want to get this information out to you guys, the realtors, the loan officers, the small business owners like myself. You know, a big part of what we do isn't just personal credit repair. We also work with small businesses and helping them build their business credit. So we're in touch with a lot of small business owners, helping them on their personal credit, but also helping them build their business credit so they can start taking out business loans. We know we have a lot of business owners out there that are clients, so we know this is important to them. And business owners, small businesses are the backbone of our country. They employ, you know, over 2/3 of all of our country are employed by the small businesses. So if you have any questions specifically, you can email me directly, Chris at elevatemyscores.com. You can reach me directly, 281-612-1281. I'd be happy to take any calls from you or anything. Or if you just want to ask some questions on our Facebook page, do that as well. Send us a Facebook message, carrier pigeon, just, you know, spray it with Lysol first. We'll be happy to answer any of those questions. So stay safe, guys. God bless and have a good evening.